All right, example 2. We're back. They've given us a congruency statement for these two nice, lovely triangles. They've told us that triangle KPM is congruent to triangle AYC. And then they just want us to go through and fill in all of the blanks right here. Now, you can do this without looking at the picture. I'm going to tell you, I think it's easier if we actually go ahead and mark on this picture a little bit. So I'm going to write some of the things I know that are congruent. I'm going to look at first at angles. I know that angle K, so I'm going to just do that in green here, is congruent to angle A. You could do that with just one tick mark if you don't have multiple colors. I know P is going to be the middle letter. So P right here is going to be congruent to Y. And then I also know that the last two letters of my triangle are also congruent. So M right here is congruent to C. All right, now, again, totally optional, but I'm going to say let's go through and do one more thing. Let's mark which sides are congruent. You can either look up here at the congruency statement that they gave us, or you can just look. I'm going to go between my 1 tick and my 2 ticks, so between the blue and green, and put 1 tick between the blue and green. Okay, then I'm going to go between the blue and red and put 2 ticks. That was green and red. Green and red, put 2 ticks, and then between the red and blue, we'll put 3 ticks right down there, so we can kind of see which sides are congruent to which sides. All right, so when I'm looking over here at the problems, KM, between K and M, that's our 2 ticks over here. So we go over here to the 2 ticks over here, and that is CA. Now, it doesn't matter the order that you write CA. You could call it CA, you could call it AC. It doesn't matter which letter goes first. It just matters that it has to be the line between the point C and A. All right, for B, between C and Y, notice C and Y, I have my 3 ticks. So I'm going to go down here. 3 ticks is between P and M. All right, PK was just a 1 tick right there. So it's going to go between, is that Y and A? And then all of the nice, lovely angles. So angle Y, notice that's a blue angle up here. So it's going to correspond with angle P. Angle K, 1 green tick, it's going to go with the A, 1 green tick, angle A right there. And they called this one a nice fancy angle ACY. So ACY is still this angle C. So it's going to correspond with angle M. You could call it M, you could call it PMK, doesn't matter how you call that. All right, and then the last thing that you want to do is they want you to write some more congruency statements. So notice they've now mixed up the letters of this first triangle, and they want you to write what that triangle is congruent to. So M, notice M was our last one. We're going to come over here to our last one and write a C. P right here was the middle, so we're going to stay with our middle and write a Y. And then K right there was our first one, so we look at our first letter and we have an A. Okay, so triangle MPK is congruent to triangle CYA. All right, and then you're going to do the same thing with this one, Y this time. Notice Y is the middle, so go to the middle, and you've got a P, A, which is the first. So we look at our first letter, which is K, and C, our last letter. So we're going to put our last letter down, which is M. And there, we've got some more congruency statements.